Ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news. This is from Tom Fitton to my super chat. Thank you so very much. Let's get started. This is pretty unbelievable or pretty wonderful. And this is Tom Fitton. He didn't leave a link. He didn't give a link to it. But it's probably an update on several of the ongoing lawsuits that he has. There's one major lawsuit where the federal court just ruled that Hillary Clinton has to, within like a couple of weeks, explain how she set up, why she set up the creation of the server. That not only shows intent, but that is a clear-cut violation of not only U.S. Code 793F, but of every other statute within the Espionage Act. But let's read this. Breaking: Fed court excoriates state and DOJ on Clinton email. Orders discovery plan in 10 days as to whether Hillary Clinton email system an intentional attempt to avoid FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. One of the gravest modern offenses to government transparency. So that's a quote, and I don't know if that's a quote from the judge or the court. It's an obvious attempt to avoid that is not even really the reason she created the server. That's not even the reason. The reason is the Clinton Foundation. Yeah, she wanted to hide from Freedom of Information Act lawsuits. Yeah, for sure. That's obvious. But that's not really the reason for the server is the Clinton Foundation. The reason for the Clinton Foundation is a legal way to accept bribes. That's obvious. If they say, well, you can't prove that, well, she had the server, and she deleted 33,000 emails. Notice there aren't going to be many emails about UBS, Boeing, the Clinton Foundation, Haiti, or weapons deals, or 85 donors that gave $156 million, or Uranium One. Where are those emails? Oh, they were deleted. So this is actually really, really, really big news. And so a judge basically excoriated state and DOJ on Clinton emails. And he uses he uses the word excoriates. It's like eviscerates. It's great. So Tom Fitton is the man. He is the man. And I just like when it all goes down, and it'll go down. It'll go down. And when it all does go down, he will be probably the biggest reason Tom Fitton and Judicial Watch. I've kept the story alive in my own way for 2 years plus, but he's the biggest reason. So let me just read this again to you, and then I'll read a Washington Examiner article that kind of highlights what we're talking about. So breaking: Fed court excoriates state and DOJ on Clinton email. Orders discovery plan in 10 days. So December 16th or 17th or so, in 10 days, as to whether Hillary Clinton email system is an intentional attempt to evade FOIA. How could it be anything other than an intentional attempt to hide? She deleted 33,000 emails. She transferred top secret intelligence outside of the United States government. Nobody at the State Department had access to her emails. That's the difference. If Ivanka is using Gmail on a White House computer, the White House or the government has, the NSA has the ability to read her emails. And even if it's just private business, which is just private business. With Clinton, she did not have a state.gov. So that is enormous news. Absolutely enormous news. I mean, it's going down slowly. Slowly going down. Thank you, Crazy Eddie. Thank you, everyone, for kind words. That's right. Stevens shall not be infringed. Absolutely. So 33,000 emails. She gives 30,000 plus, and it's like this is serious. And look, this is why I say it's inevitable and it'll happen. I'm not right about everything, fine, but I have the pulse of what's going on. And when I was saying that Clinton would lose in 2016 and 15, nobody thought that it would happen. This is going to happen. The House, I was a little overzealous on. Whatever. I got the Senate. Whatever. This is a criminal we're talking about. We're talking about Hillary Clinton, a criminal. The writing's on the wall. She does not have the support mechanism. She does not have the mechanism. You have James Comey in court trying to fight a subpoena. Ladies and gentlemen, you have James Comey fired, Andrew McCabe fired, Peter Strzok fired. You have all of these people fired. And you have Trump who has Matthew Whitaker now. Zookeeper. Thank you so very much. Zookeeper, thank you. Thank you. And so, yeah, I mean, it's like, Zookeeper, thank you so very much. It's like Brian Pagliano. She paid Brian Pagliano thousands of dollars. Brandon Wolf, this takedown is taking way too tired of the games. Throw down and fill up. Enough is enough. Patience out. That's right. Liberal tears. Absolutely. Brandon Wolf, I have enough of it as well. I'm tired. I am tired of all of this stuff. Anti-popular girl, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words. Kurt, thank you. Yeah, I mean, listen, what happens when you're a drunk in the woods and Clinton takes long walks in the woods? Imagine like those dating profiles, long walks in the woods, drunk. I like to throw bottles when I lose elections. Related, distant relative of Satan. Oh, wow, what a great profile. That's Hillary. And I'm just trying to find out. So I'll read it again, then I'll read the Washington Examiner article. Breaking, Fed court excoriates state and DOJ. This is December 6, 2018, 1:27 p.m. And that's not like Central Time, I think, or Mountain Time. Breaking, Fed court excoriates state and DOJ on Clinton email, orders discovery plan in 10 days as to whether Hillary Clinton email system an intentional attempt to evade FOIA. Well, and this is a quote, one of the gravest modern offenses in government transparency. And also to the intelligence community. And by the way, I am tweeting all of Eric H526's latest videos. Please go ahead, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are into gaming, definitely Eric H526 also start a Twitch account as well. If anyone knows anything about Twitch, let Eric H526 know also. But yeah, Eric, I'm sending all of these out right now. All right, just did. It's the last one right here. Everyone subscribe to Eric H526's his channel. But yeah, I mean, you have General Michael Flynn, who was set up. You have this whole Trump Russia thing was set up. And you had a Justice Department under Obama that was definitely not independent at all. And I'll read you this. Let me read you this right now. Court rules Hillary Clinton must answer more questions about her emails. But this is November 15th. But actually, there was Hillary Clinton must answer more questions under oath regarding her emails. Okay, this is according to breaking. Okay, this was 2 weeks ago. Including key questions: how she set up the server. Describe the creation of ClintonEmail.com. The two questions we'll have to answer within 30 days. Actually, that's hilarious because 30 days is also the same time. So this is November 15th. So in 30 days, it'll be what? December 15th. So December 15th or 16th, she has to not only answer if this is an intent or no, the court has to rule if it's an intent to evade FOIA, which obviously it was. I mean, Clinton could be brought down independent of Trump, which is something that my puny, dumb, tiny bird brain didn't think. I mean, Judicial Watch could literally be the the vehicle that takes this monstrosity down. So it doesn't, like Matthew Whitaker doesn't have to lift a finger. You know, that's why I say, like, no disrespect to anyone. Like, what's going on in front of you is all you need to know, really. Say what you like about me. People don't like me, they like me, whatever. But the thing is, I read from public record knowledge. Public record is where to go. The public record is enough. Unfortunately, reality is crazy. You don't even need to write a novel. This nonfiction is crazier than any fiction. Describe the creation of ClintonEmail.com system, including who decided to create the system, the date it was decided to create the system. That's going to be a fun one, because I can tell you right now, honestly, Clinton does not know. So that's the one of the few good things I'll ever say about Hillary. She honestly does not know. She honestly does not know when her server was created. So I can tell you that's like, she's telling the truth. Victoria Elaine, hey AJ, hope this brightens your day. Yes, love from North Carolina. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you so very much, Victoria. And it does brighten my day, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Victoria Elaine. Thank you. Describe the creation. Let there be light. Let there be a system to transfer top secret intelligence outside the United States government so nobody sees what I'm doing with Uranium One. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. Don't you know? Just a coincidence. This wasn't to hide any correspondence. No. It was for convenience because I like to do the Firefly. Imagine, you can thank me later. Imagine Clinton doing the Firefly. Let me look up the Firefly again. Hold on, where's Firefly yoga? Hold on, let me get this mental image in my brain first. Yoga. Yes, it's actually the. I can't even pronounce it. Yes, that's what for the Clinton email scandal. That should be the that should be the official photo. Oh my god! It stretches the inner groins and back torso. Fantastic. It strengthens the wrist and the arm. Note: consult a doctor before beginning an exercise regime. Okay. Pose type: arm balance, also known as firefly pose and insect pose. Okay, so imagine. I want you to visualize this. Eric H526. So, yeah. Elron Humperdinck. Hello and thank you. Can I tell you that's one of the best names I've ever seen? Along with Space Ghost 1, Beef Supreme. What else? There's a lot of great ones. Elron Humperdinck, thank you. So describe during your so this is another thing she has to. During your October 22nd, 2015 appearance before the U.S. House of Representatives Select Committee on Benghazi, you testified that 95% of your emails, quote, were in the state system. Okay, that's a lie. That's called perjury. You could get Clinton, Whitaker could get Clinton on perjury right then and there. If they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been available to do so. Identify the basis for this statement. My God Almighty. So this is a prior court ruling. This is even too nice. Like 90 to 95% of it. No, they were not in the state system. But you know what she's going to say? She was like, well, I transferred the top secret emails. And I don't know what she's going to do. That's impossible, though. 90 to 95%, no. That's impossible. So she lied about that. She lied under oath. So there you go. Wow. If they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been able to do so. Wow. Identify the basis of this statement, including all facts on which you relied in support of your statement. How and when you became aware of these facts. If you were made aware of these facts by or through another person, identify the person who made you aware of these facts. It would be hilarious. What would be hilarious is if she throws Brian Pagliano under the rug. That would be hilarious because then Pagliano would be like, oh yeah, I'm going to strike a deal with Whitaker. Later. I mean, a perjury it would be a felony. She lied under oath to Congress. Joshua Jennings, thank you. Pagliano's 4 years of Pagliano's emails missing. Isn't that special? And then you have, I mean, everything is just coming crashing down. It's kind of like, I kind of feel like a person just yelling out in the woods, like no one is really like, the media is like, Manafort? This is Manafort's 30th indictment. They're just going to continue to beat up poor Manafort. That's all they're going to do. Like Friday, there's like a new Manafort indictment. And then everyone on MSNBC and like, the I'm With Her crowd, like, oh my God, another one. We're closer to that goal of finding Trump-Russia collusion. And then there's more fake news. And then they pump the fake news into the sphere of insanity. And then once they're called on, they're like, oops, redaction. We retract that story. Only after the whole planet heard it. And people who just want to believe it will believe it no matter what. Meanwhile, Sean Hannity, this is actually from John Solomon. The email exchanges show the FBI was aware before it secured the now infamous warrant. that there were intelligence community concerns about the reliability of the main evidence used to support it, the Christopher Steele dossier. The dossier, like, not to be graphic, toilet paper is more relevant to Trump-Russia collusion than the dossier. A pile of Bandini is more relevant. The dossier is stupid. And it was a dumb thing that, like, Luke St. Martin, thank you. You know, it's really interesting. At what point? So there are some, like, Clinton, I've always stated, has about 10, 15 spinning plates. And all the people who helped spin those plates are no longer in government. John O'Brien. Inge Gustav Vanderhelm, thank you. Thank you, Inge. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for always watching also. Let's look at all the people just really quickly before we continue, because this is fascinating, like what the court. So Judicial Watch might take Clinton down because the government can utilize Judicial Watch information in part of any indictment of Clinton. So James Clapper, James Comey, John Brennan, no longer there. Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bill Priestap, no longer there. President Obama, no longer there. Sally Yates, Susan Rice, Loretta Lynch, no longer there. Look at all the people who are no longer there. And Rod Rosenstein is, like, stuck between Whitaker and, like, Noel Francisco, and there's another guy. So he's fighting for his life in terms of political life. He has to play ball. Could you imagine if it's Rod Rosenstein that brings down the House? Could you imagine that? If he reads the indictments of Clinton, Rod Rosenstein, the one-time love affair of liberal media, that would be absolutely fantastic. Hillary Clinton must answer more questions under oath. So, like, describe the creation of ClintonEmail.com system. That in and of itself. Because you know what? That's a tricky thing. That is a tricky thing. You don't want to be describing the creation of ClintonEmails.com. Well, we found a way to transfer top secret intelligence. That's a really, really tough. This is like behind the scenes. This is when all this goes down. Well, you know what? I don't recall is actually she'll probably say that. And if she says, I don't know, I don't recall, that'll be bad with the judge. And the judge will be like, you know what? You're trying to play, so we're not having it. I think that everyone here is right, and I think that it's going down soon. I don't know whether it's January. I don't know whether it's February. I don't know whether it's March. I don't know whether it's April or May, but it better be before June, because Whitaker is only the interim until June. So she found a way to transfer. Reine des Ors, keep up the great work, HA. Thank you so very much. Reine des Ors, thank you so very much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. This is really, really interesting because you have all of these people who are like, Trump, there was an intermediary back channel with Russia, and then Facebook ads, and then Buff Birdie coloring books, and then, the swing states and Manafort. Look at all the indictments. Mueller has everything going on just right. Yeah, Mueller has, and they're into that conspiracy theory. Meanwhile, the foundation of all of this, the edifice, is just crumbling, absolutely crumbling. So this is huge. I mean, this is really, really huge. Let's go to Tom Fitton again. Tom Fitton. All right. So breaking: Fed court excoriates state and DOJ Clinton email, orders discovery plan in 10 days as to whether Clinton email system an intentional attempt to evade FOIA. Obviously, one of the greatest modern offenses to government transparency. Well, yeah, of course. Of course. That's obvious. But let's look at Judicial Watch. I mean, they're going after the dossier. I mean, Judicial Watch is a powerhouse. They are a powerhouse. I'm trying to find. Okay, so Tom Fitton put it on his his Twitter page, but not his profile, but not Judicial Watch's. But I mean, Judicial Watch is like breaking Judicial Watch FOIA lawsuit, DOJ records, meetings in 2016 between former General Counsel James Baker and Perkins Coie. That's another issue. Why would the FBI meet with Clinton's law firm? Obviously, because Clinton couldn't meet with the law firm. Why don't you subpoena the lawyers at the law firm? I mean, there's like, it's so slow. It's happening so slow, but it's happening. Scott Bigler, Judicial Watch's follow-up to their first. Please explain how it was unintentional that you transferred top secret intelligence from Skips, JWICs, and the like. Exactly, Scott Bigler, exactly. Dennis Richards, hello. Scott Bigler, yes. Exactly. And that's the thing. She's not, I mean, these are tricky questions too, because she's already perjured herself. She already committed perjury. She said that that during the Benghazi hearing, she said 90 to 95% of the emails, that's impossible. She deleted half of them. So that's impossible. The State Department currently does not have half of her emails. So that is impossible. So this is really interesting. I mean, during your October 22nd, 2015 appearance before the U.S. House of Representatives Select Committee on Benghazi, you testified that 90 to 95% of your emails were in the state system. And if they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been able to do so. That, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute lie. And they say, oh, Trump lies so much. That is a lie, biggest lie you could ever tell. So that's called perjury. She lied under oath. She lied under oath. That's, you know, and it's like, I'm beginning to kind of there might be a method to Trump's madness in terms of waiting for Judicial Watch. And I love this. Emmanuel Macron has an approval rating of 18%. Trump hit 50% in the Rasmussen poll. And Macron was like, let me tell you about nationalism. Nationalism. See, is different from patriotism. Let me lecture you, Trumpy. Let me tell you about all the wonderful liberal ideas I have. Meanwhile, like, the country is in turmoil. They can't stand the guy. Honestly, even looking at the guy is like, I mean, that guy flamed out real fast. Just real quick. Like, he was the man. He went from hero to zero in like a second, this guy. He's like lecturing Trump. Let me tell you about something about life. You don't know anything, Trumpy. The Gilets jaunes, the yellow vests, they're awesome. It's just it's unbelievable. Like, there's like definitely some kind of curse. Like Eric Schneiderman, oh, he gone. Emmanuel Macron, oh, he gone now. It's just, you know, it's like they spend so much time hating Trump, they don't realize that what's the foundation for all of that hate is just, and then they going after Trump for what he, like, how, what is wrong with how he, ABC News imagining of President Trump's vision for his own funeral, despicable garbage. Oh my God. ABC News correspondent imagines President Trump's vision for his own state funeral on Wednesday, joking about the current president would be expected to compare services for George H.W. Bush. Probably a different tone in that funeral. First, he's going to choreograph it, so there might be more trumpet and fanfare. It's like, you know, they're vile. They're vile. They don't realize, and then they say it's the best the best presidential funeral ever. It's like it's kind of it's kind of funny, but it's like all they want to do is hate. That's it. All they want to do is hate. Meanwhile, the person who started all of this, Clinton, like Scott Bigler said, please explain how it was unintentional that you transferred top secret intelligence from SCIFs, JWICs, and the like. Exactly. Kia Customs. How do you think the media will take, you know what? How do you think the media will cover Hillary's takedown? Speaking of CNN, MSNBC, ABC, how will it go? I think of this often. And Kia Customs, I think that what's going to happen is first, they'll say immediately, the knee-jerk reaction, immediately, the instinctual reaction will be he's a tyrant. He went after his enemy. It should be null and void. It shouldn't happen. Marlene, I agree with you 100%. Kia Customs, they'll say he's gone after his enemy. He's gone after his enemy. He went after his enemy. Oh my God. Oh my God. How dare they do this? How, you know, Trump is going after Clinton and Comey. Number one, they'll say he's a tyrant and a dictator, and he's going after his enemy. And how dare he do that? How dare he go after his enemy? The next thing they'll say is, well, it wasn't that big of a deal, and they'll try desperately to defend the indefensible, which will be hilarious. Joshua Jennings. How does Flynn get off with no jail time? No, not snitch. It's the fact that he didn't do anything. There's nothing to snitch about. He didn't do anything, and there was nothing done. So it's like, plus he was a 33-year, Army general, 3-star general. So, General Flynn's an honorable man. He is an honorable man, very honorable, and he did nothing wrong. And they set him up. They're vile. The Democrats and what President Obama did with the intelligence community was absolutely horrible. But Kia Customs, they'll say that he's a tyrant. They'll say that he's turned the country into his personal. They'll make it out to be something it's not. It won't work because the majority of the country doesn't like Clinton, and she has no base of power. So, and once that takes place, you can see a drop in fundraising for Democrats. Because all the fundraising goes through the Clinton Foundation and donors and the people and the connections that they know of, that they've created. So, I mean, it's out in the open now. All of this is out in the open now. It's not, there's no longer, this effort. I mean, there still is. You see Ivanka's emails, da, 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 da. But there's no longer a real effort to say that Clinton didn't commit crimes. Before, there was an effort to say, well, she really didn't do anything wrong. Well, that's not happening anymore. That's not happening anymore. Let me just read you this. Let me just read you this. Well, let me get this. Okay, so hold on one second. It's going down. Something's happening. I don't know what, but something's happening. I want to read you a Paul Sperry article. This is exactly why this is probably the most important article written on this subject by Paul Sperry. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm reading something regarding this horrible. Oh my God. All right. I won't get into that. It's craziness. Okay. Hillary's team copied intel off top secret server to email. That's all you need to know. The FBI is investigating. So this is, this is January 2016. This is before Paul Sperry knew the extent, before we all knew the extent of the cover-up, the crimes, the intent, all of these things. The FBI is investigating whether members of Hillary Clinton's inner circle cut and pasted material from the government's classified network so that it could be sent to her private email address, former State Department security officials say. Clinton and her top aides had access to Pentagon-run classified networks that goes up to the secret level, as well as a separate system used for top-secret communications. The two systems, the Secret Internet Protocol Router Network, SIPRNet, and the Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communications System, JWICS, are not connected to the unclassified system, known as Non-Classified Internet Protocol Router Network. You cannot email from one system to the other. Somehow, highly classified information from SIPRNet as well as even super secure jailbreaks, jumped from those closed systems to open system and turned up in at least 1,340 of Clinton's home emails. Actually, it's now, after this article, they found out it was 2,000. Including several of the CIA earlier this month classified as ultra secret, sensitive, compartmented information and special access programs. So the special access program, I can't believe I forgot this, is from the CIA. Gina Haspel. Gina Haspel's got to be telling Trump this. Including several the CIA earlier this month flagged as containing ultra secret, sensitive, compartmented information and special access programs, a subset of SCI. SAP includes dark projects, such as all different types of things, while SCI protects intelligence sources and methods. Fox News reported Friday that at least one of Clinton emails included sensitive information on spies. This is obvious. This is the biggest security failure. There is not one example. Aldrich Ames, Robert Hansen, all of these, was there Walker? Who was the guy who traitor? John Anthony Walker. This is like nothing compared to any of these people. He had a spy ring going. Nothing. What Clinton did was the biggest security breach in history. Thank you, Harmonious Universe. Thank you. This is the biggest security breach in history, without a doubt. She found a way to transfer top secret intelligence. She found a way to transfer SAP intel from the CIA. The CIA is a $15 billion budget. It takes a very conscious effort to move classified email or cable from the classified system over to the unsecured system, said Raymond Fournier, veteran diplomatic security special Secret Service agent. Of course, that's no less than a too conscious step process. Well, of course. I mean, this is just, it's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty unbelievable. When all of this is said and done, like, ladies and gentlemen, before Clinton lost, it was, oh, she'll never lose. And then after she lost, it was, well, obviously, everybody knew. No, nobody was talking about that. Nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying that. Except a couple people. I mean, Styx Exenhammer was just an oracle of, I mean, he just knew exactly what was taking place. And he still does. He really has the best pulse of what's going on. But no, really, nobody was talking. I was saying that Clinton would lose, and she lost. And I endlessly, and if on Reddit they were like, it was like an obsession people had, just like trying to insult me. And I would read the Reddit comments. This guy's crazy. He's crazy. Oh my God, H.A. Goodman again. H.A. Goodman again. And then boom, I'm right. And then I remember one guy on Reddit, I was just reading the comments. He's like, this guy he's talking about me. He goes, this guy Goodman has the right to like gloat or say, I told you so forever. It's true. In one email, Clinton pressured Sullivan to declassify cabled remarks by a foreign leader. Just email it, Clinton snapped, to which Sullivan replied, trust me, I share your exasperation, but until Ops converts it to the unclassified system, there's no physical way for me to email it. Well, then how did they get all the top secret intelligence? In another recently released email, Clinton instructed Sullivan to convert a classified document into an unclassified email attachment by scanning it to an unsecured computer and sending it to her without any classified marking. Turn it into non-paper. James Comey couldn't find intent. She couldn't find intent. Isn't that interesting? James Comey, if anyone needs to be indicted, well, in addition to Peter Strzok, it's Comey. Andrew McCabe, very likely, but like I'm actually, of the three, McCabe is the one who shouldn't have the grand jury. I mean, if you have to pick of the three, McCabe would be like the last person, but he's getting it beyond belief. Top secret SCI emails received by Clinton include a 2012 staff email, then sent to secretary containing investigative data. Wow. About hotspots around the world. They also include 2011 message from Clinton top aides that contains military intelligence. Oh, that's good. And satellite images of troop movements in Libya. Oh, that's good. Along with travel and protection plans for Ambassador Christopher Stevens. Wow. And that was on a server outside the United States government. Gee, how did that? Gee, is there any correlation? It was she only used a server that was unencrypted for 6 months. Receiving a top secret special access program intelligence outside secure channels is a mortal sin. So, I mean, look. It is just unbelievable. It is just unbelievable. And when it goes down, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be on this live stream. You want to subscribe to this channel also. Oh my God, I have a list of people and I'm checking it twice. Like Santa Claus. I'm like Santa Claus. List of people. I'm going to demand retractions and, how many people wrote hit pieces on me? A whole bunch. Like 6 or 7 publications. Anyway, it hasn't happened yet, but it's on its way to taking place. In the name of liberty, thank you. Luke St. Martin, thank you. It's going down. All of this is going down. You cannot have, receiving top secret SAP intelligence outside secure channels is a mortal sin, said Chris Farrell, director of investigations, Judicial Watch. Absolutely. Quote, a regular government employee would be crucified, and they are routinely. Yep. Prosecution for former CIA Director David Petraeus for mishandling secret intelligence centered on classified information, non-disclosure form he signed. Clinton signed the same agreement on January 29, 2009. She signed the non-disclosure form to protect information. My God almighty. I love this article. Why didn't I read this? Or maybe I read it and I read it, but why didn't I read it more closely? This is such an easy, maybe Trump is just waiting for a judge outside the government. That would be hilarious. If a judge outside the government takes down the Clinton empire, and what are they going to say? They'd be like, and Trump's going to be like, well, gee, that's too bad on Twitter. He will clown beyond belief. He'll be like, oh, what's Hillary up to? Oops. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's too bad. You getting indicted? To add insult to injury, is like, let's see if Matthew Whitaker can become, permanent attorney general, which I don't think he can. Because I don't think an interim can become permanent, but Defense Secretary Robert Gates, former defense secretary, the odds are pretty high that a hostile power like Iran, China, and Russia hacked Clinton's homebrew. Not homebrew like a beer, homebrew like, oh, let's, pretend that we can use our own server to transfer top secret intel to hide for Clinton Foundation crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going down. It's going down. Be here when it does go down. Next year, next month, 2019. You want to be here on this channel. 2019. Tell your friends about H.A. Goodman on YouTube. I'm coming out with a great website you're going to love. No offense to anyone. Q came after me. So Q very likely watches me and sticks and other people. I've been talking about this since 2015. Q came out in 2017. So H was before Q. And H is before Q, actually. So, Anyway. Thank you so very much, everyone. God bless. To my super chat, thank you so much. Let's get this. Let Trump, federal judges, do something. Let's get this show on the road. Thank you so very, very much. This is amazing news. Judicial Watch today. Amazing, 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 amazing news. Norman Smith, thank you. Excellent live stream. It always is fun, Norman. I have the best people. I have the best live chat in all of YouTube. I really believe that. We're rocking like over 1,000 all the time. And I have the best people, the best comment section. I want to thank you all. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you very soon later today. Thank you. This is fantastic news, everyone. Thank you so much.